live. NashvilleLou live. September 24th, 2022. This is going to be episode 3 playing Blockchain Brawlers. Forthcoming Web3 game by Tyranno Studios, the former Wax Studios. This is a game that's available, Blockchain Brawlers, right now. If you get one of the free keys they're giving out to play in beta form on Steam. Nothing Web3 at all connected with it. It's just a game and a way for people to try it who might have an aversion to anything on the Web3 side of things. There we go. I'd intended to do a live stream early this morning. I did a test run, and there just weren't many people overnight U.S. time playing yet. You'll get that with something that's brand new at a non-prime hour, to put it mildly. Although the power of the internet going around the world. Paranoid about the music being too loud. I feel like I'm somewhat poor at gauging that in the moment while doing a live stream. I'm watching college football all day, American college football, to be clear. Not soccer, in other words. Although I love soccer. I was an announcer for Nashville SC, the U23 season. That was 5 years ago. It's amazing what that club has done. It's been so nice seeing Nashville, my hometown, embrace soccer at a major professional level. It's tremendous. Oh, I don't know if people would pick this up with a microphone. Somebody driving down the road with bass so loud I can feel it inside my house. Hopefully they'll head on down the road with that. Anyway, on to the brawl. As you see here, it's very easy to choose. You have 6 options. The gameplay is the same for all 6. This is basically a demonstration of how Blockchain Brawlers will work when it's fully rolled out. And the developers just had to keep in mind, this is 60%. You got the gameplay, you've got a lot of the really high quality artwork, animations, but there's a lot still to come. That's why my own music underlay right now, there's not any music with the game, although I'm super paranoid about that with phantom DMCA hits and the like. Using the wrestler Scotty Wide-Eye. I'm not sure if anybody's on right now and playing. It's a brand new thing. It's an open beta. Some clarifications from my last stream. I'm still learning how some of this works. There's the power meter. When I talk about momentum, that's the PM. You'll see it referred to as the power meter. Also, there are no 9s. To be clear, there are no 9s. Maybe at some point there will be, but there aren't any. So I worry that somebody's going to be watching my early videos and misunderstanding the actual rules because I misunderstood the rules. But this is my usual way of kind of just finding something I think is going to be a hit and going with it and learning along the way. This could end up being a bust. I could regret this. I didn't check to see if anybody was actually on playing right now before I did the live stream. I just have limited time anyway, though, because of trying to keep track of hundreds and hundreds of college football players, stats, upsets, late risers, all that. It gets really busy for me right around the NFL draft, obviously, with what I do with DraftKings. But on top of that, just keeping track of things during the season. I'm not writing a whole lot about it, but I'm reading everything I can find. Every fan base as either a message board or some way to get the thoughts out there of people that really know what's going on in a program. And it's a lot to read through and try and digest and translate into what reality is going to be with the NFL draft. Well, if there's not a match here, I'll play around against the computer at least, so I can show you how it works. Be a bit rude of me with this open beta. Doing all this and just not have a single round to play. We'll make the best of it either way. I want to make sure it's clear on how the strategy works, how it works with flexing. Okay. All right, so that's me as Scotty wearing the jacket. It's like Tetsuya Naito. He's working a multi-man tag wearing his t-shirt. Like 85% Naito, which is still better than most wrestlers out there. A 5 or higher, or actually a 5 or lower would have me. Which a 5 and 5 would have me. Six and 8. So we've got this no matter what. Because it's a computer opponent, they might go with this race, even though there's no logical reason to necessarily, unless they're sitting on perhaps an 8. And even that's just such a stretch to think they would go with that. But there they are matching. Oh, they had an 8. So there's that. One and 8 is not the worst play out there. Somebody with like a pair of 3s trying to get something cheap. 7 or an 8 would beat me here. Let's see what they got. Called them on the double. And the winner because they flexed. A flex is when your first card is higher than your second card. But if you win on a round where you flex, it doubles your power meter. It's like if I were to win here on a flex, go from a 3 to a 6. The only way I can lose this round is if that second card's an 8. It's a computer, so it's not going to necessarily make anywhere near the same logical conclusions a human opponent would. See? It's a flex. The only way it wouldn't have been a flex is if it had an 8. There are no 9s, again, to reemphasize. Maybe that'll change at some point, but as of this particular gameplay, that's how it is. All right. At this point, do a few things strategically. Just gonna throw this round out. It wasn't a flex because the second card was not lower than the first. Or did I say that wrong? It's another before. So this is a win for me right here. Just depends on how high they want to go with it. So there I was with 13 points. Even an 8, they would have only had 11. We only have 1 point left. Although I lost yesterday when I was up 20-1. So I can assure you it can happen. I'll just fold this round. Get rid of the twos. Another misconception. I thought if you folded, you got that other card back in your hand. And that is not the case. At least not as of right now. I don't expect it to be. Let's see. Just another round to fold. They might be flexing here. In fact, they probably are. Don't want to chance it. No need. See, if I'd called them on the doubler, that would have been 4 instead of 2 on the damage. All right, here we go. Pair of 8s. Doesn't matter. We only have 1 point left, so it doesn't matter how much of a double or lack thereof. If they fold, it doesn't matter. All right. Let's check back in with the online room and see if anybody is waiting. I think it would be beneficial if the reset went longer than 90 seconds. Like, I wouldn't be I wouldn't feel bad about having to just sit here for a while I work on some stuff on the computer, but it's going to take 10 minutes for somebody to come in. But it's like a hassle having to come back every 90 seconds and re-enter when my work area is set up just far enough away where that's a hassle, and there's not a really good way to do it. And look, there are worse problems to have in life than that. It's just an inconvenience that I've noticed. But this is a problem that I think will be largely solved as people begin playing this game. It's open beta. I know key distribution is still something people are talking about, at least on Twitter. I haven't looked recently. Not on Twitter, on Discord, I should say, in the Blockchain Brawlers Discord. I'm not a big fan of Discord because so much content that could be promotional gets hidden from any of the search engines. And there's certain beneficial reasons to have that in some cases. But by and large, Web3 games have undercut themselves tremendously between Discord and Telegram is even worse, in my opinion. I'm sure they're a great company. I have nothing personal against them. I deeply resent having to open a separate app for what feels like AOL Instant Messenger or the 1990s come back to life. So I have to have something else running in my computer instead of having 3 browsers and whatever else. Life of an independent contractor. A lot of things going on. So we'll get another 90 seconds. If there's nobody showing up, head back, play the computer again, and then maybe try this again later. It's a bit difficult because the way to do this the way it needs to be done, where I've got my most powerful computer is whatever's running whatever game I'm playing, or in this case, this Blockchain Brawlers game. And then a separate computer that handles the streaming. I found that works so much better to do it that way, but it's just trying to get everything configured. When that is not something that comes naturally to me at all, trying to get electronics to work properly. It's like learning web code for HTML. I only learned it because I absolutely had to do what I wanted. In 1995, there was no way to Google how to build a website. Google didn't exist. All right, appears there's going to be nobody joining me here in the room. Scotty Wide-Eye has the rest of the territory scared. So we'll try another match against the computer. Like one of these, and then that'll be it for now. We'll try again later. Maybe some other people are on. Fold here. If they had like a... Oh, it was a flex. Oh, I shouldn't have folded. Oh, wow. So they get the bonus of having both a 3 and a 1. So if you have either of those in your hand and you win, look at that. They're up to a 6 with their power meter. A bit risky here. But I'm getting hit with 6. Hoping they have a lower card in there. They folded. Six and a 7. So they've got a win here for sure. I'd love to break their streak. And I will. You would not see a human player play it like this normally, I don't think. Not with that kind of that power meter. I think it's reset to 1. Watch. Boom, there it goes. I'm up to 3. All right, so they can't beat me this round. Let's see if they'll play it. Again, a human player would probably not do this, not call you on it too. Maybe, though. And that's part of the strategy of the game. If I was sitting on like a 5 and a 3, where that would be a flex where your first card is higher. But again, this is not necessarily rational gameplay from the computer, from the bot. And then now I'm the one with a power meter advantage that has something to gain by playing conservatively, even though it's still a relatively close game. This is a flex. I shouldn't have folded. Now I can go with a 6 and an 8. That's pretty tough to beat. They can't beat me here. One, they're going to call. I don't think a real-life human player would call in most circumstances. Especially with that, because they thought I was flexing, I would still have them, because if both sides flex, it goes to points. That comes to the showdown part. The showdown is where sometimes there's 1 or 2 in a match that swings it with it one way or the other. Okay. At best, they can force a draw. They've got an 8. Otherwise, it's a win for the round. If they call me here, this is a win for the match. And it's a win. 10-9 on the round. All right, continue. I can show you something here in the leaderboard section. Now, these will reset when the actual game launches. Still in beta mode right now. There's my profile. This is Your Wax wallet is not connected with this. I think this is just for demonstrative purposes. And some of those it lists as losses are where the game locked up, which was unfortunate. But something you come to expect when you're playing an open beta. You know there are going to be some quirks. You're doing this more for the fun of it to learn how this works. I really do believe knowing how this plays will give, especially early on, a significant advantage to people that took part in the open beta. Even if it's just playing against the computer. Learning how the game works, understanding flexing, the power meter, all that. And now some of these rules may change by the time the full game launches. I don't know what the developers have in mind with that. And at this point, they might not either. I know they've been working very hard to get this game out. Their crew's working the weekend shift. What they were saying in their Discord channel. But to go back to the point I was making about Discord and how it really limits some projects as far as any information being out there that might draw in new players. And I think that's very important for Web3. And I think games like this, like blockchain brawlers, are going to be very vital in connecting that divide. Well, this will go to a minute 30 if nobody matches up, and in that case, I'll go back, play against the computer at least one more time, and then maybe that'll be it. I want to play somebody. I mean, this is a fun game. To pull me away from college football on a Saturday, that's pretty good. But I felt I needed to at least do another stream to explain some things strategically that didn't make sense before because I didn't understand it properly. We'll at least see what we're up against here. 2 and a 3. It's a computer opponent, so they're prone to do basically anything. They folded. But because I had that 3, if you, like I said before, if you win with a 3 or a 1, it's difficult, but if you do it, it gives you a big boost. Look at that, up to 4 for my power meter. My momentum taking me. This will likely be a fold. Up against a 1, but now that I've got something to lose, there's no sense in chancing it. We might both fold, actually. It could be an 8. And they would have won this round 6-5 had I gone against them. So you see why I didn't do that, even though they showed the 1. Six and eight's pretty strong. But it would lose here to an 8 straight up. 4 against 4. Let's take our chances. If they've got a 7, then we both connect. We both connect. I get slapped. Pop. Now it's my turn to take a shot. Like it's New Japan staring somebody down. You take a shot. You deliver one. So we both connect. It both resets respective meters back down to 1. So you see how it works. We both folded, the meters stay intact. If you both are equal and neither flexed, then they both reset. Prompted there by the buzzer. At best, they can force another draw for this round. So the highest card they can get is an 8. We'll go with a 2. It's the computer, so again, they're liable to do anything. They were flexing, so it didn't matter as long as I wasn't flexing. I was going to win that round. The game is not won by any means yet, though. I don't want to get really cocky about it. Let's see. Hate to lose to a 1. Because they're going to get a boost on it. But they're sitting at a 1 right now, so it's not as big of a hit as it would be. If it had happened in an earlier time when before that reset. But see, they're back up to 4, so I mean this is not going to go on forever. The game will prompt you to have a serious showdown. Okay, it can't be an 8 and 8. Let's see. The flip side, though, is that if you're up against an 8, you know that the only thing that means they're not flexing is that they have a second 8. As I had here. Now, if I had an 8 and a 7, that would have been a flex, because my first card would have been higher, and they would have won the round, even though they have fewer points. Let's see. Go 5 and 5. If they've got an 8, they would have me beaten. Anything else would be a push. I think it's worth the risk to at least go with 1. Okay. Call them on 2. Let's see. I don't think a normal player would use that particular strategy. Anybody that knows the game. It's kind of an odd one there. Seven and 7 for the win. Yep. Might as well throw in a 3. It doesn't matter if they fold or they call or whatever. I've got my power meter at 4. They're sitting at 4. Scotty Wide-Eye with a super kick. And that ending animation, that part, that's part of that 40% that's still being worked on. But I've tried to emphasize this in the streams that I've done for this game. They got the right parts finished first. The gameplay itself and the way it looks. All right, let's see if there's somebody out here. And for all I know, maybe they're having server issues. I'm not sure. Well, here we go. Nemo. All right. Okay. Go with 1 and 3. I'll just fold this first round. Next to 2. They weren't messing around. But since I folded, it'll only be a shot of, or a hit of 1. So that's see the flex, a shot of 2. I shouldn't have folded. Ooh, I hate to just go with a. Bit risky. If they've got something like a 7 or even a 6 will get me. Going with a 3. Let's go with it. I may regret it. What are you looking at? Winner. Surprised they went to a 3 with that. All right, that resets their power meter. Mine goes to 4. A 1 point lead. fold this hand. Pair of sevens. This is interesting. Either it's a pair of eights, or they're trying for a flex. Let's see. Is that a second eight? Flex. Or that slap. All right, so they're down to 10. I'm up 22 to 10. My power meter's at 5. Theirs is at 1. Cards are kind of brutal at the moment. 2 and a 3. Fold. Get those out of there. Out. Another benefit of folding, you get an extra card for the next round. It sticks with you for the duration of the match. So they get the win, 1 damage. But because I folded, that protects my power meter at 5. That's a very important part of this. Theirs is up to 2. 5, 6. I'm not crazy about it. An 8 would beat me here. Going 3, let's see. If it's a 7, it's at least a push. Although that would break my momentum streak. But it's not. It's a 4, so I win. And I win the match. All right. I got the victory. Anybody's in there. I don't want to waste any time. Somebody's waiting. I don't want to blunder the opportunity away by going to pull up the settings. This is NashvilleLou Live. I'm Lou Pickney, playing Blockchain Brawlers, the new game released on Steam. Open beta. Free to play. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I have to emphasize, Blockchain Brawlers is not a wrestling game. Blockchain Brawlers is a strategy game that is themed like pro wrestling, and it's really fun to play. This is not AEW Fight Forever. This is not Fire Pro Wrestling World. It's something different, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, to me, this game hinged on that. Is this going to have a strong enough fun factor to make it worth people's while to give it a try? And thus far, I think it's a resounding yes. And that's with this just 60% ready. And we'll give it this cycle. We'll go one more through. If nobody's in there, I'll try again with a computer opponent. Try it again. Something I did early this morning being the 24th of September, 2022, but early AM, got on here trying to play, and I just recorded it. I didn't stream it live. And I thought, well, if there's anything noteworthy, I've got it here recorded and can find a way to use it later. And I might do that again tonight, because if there's not quite the active user base yet to have somebody waiting in the room, I mean, I can tell you stories all night, but that's not necessarily what you're here to to look for content-wise. All right, so if this gets to a minute 30, nobody's in here, we'll do one more against the computer, and then that'll be it for the stream. I think I've already said that before, and then going back on it, which is kind of the fun factor this game pulls you in. All right, so here we are to 30. Play the bot. And that's me as Scotty Wide-Eye. Over here now. I love this out of the gate because unless at the second 8 there, they're going to have a flex. And no matter what, if you don't have a flex, you win the round if it goes to a showdown. A flex, and see I win with a 1 and a 3, so I get this extra damage from both cards. So I'll go from having 1 point in my power meter up to 6. You won't beat a human opponent very often with that, but as you see there, it can happen. Not crazy about this. They've got a 5. It's a long streak. It's not worth the risk. Oh. Poor decision. I would have won the round if I had played it. Hindsight, you know. But I still think that was the right move. The unfortunate thing for me is that now my opponent's power meter is up to 4. Otherwise it's 6. Speaking of 6, with a pair of 6s. See if this will do it. Okay. We got the win for this round. Let's see if we can induce him to chase me a little bit. No, he's folding. I have 6 that'll connect. They'll drop them down to 17. So a little bit of separation. 23 to 17 lead. Again, that momentum is the important thing. This would be a throwaway card round. Ooh. If that's a 7 or an 8, they win the round. If not, I would win. Worth the risk. It's the computer. They do some pretty foolish things. Let's see. Oh, bad decision. That's what I was worried about. Look at that. My power meter goes from 7 down to 1. Well. They're just up to 5. They're up 17 to 15. They get the win here, and they're probably going to fold. Well, I think in real life, a human opponent would not fold there. They did have an 8 as their second card, so it wasn't completely unreasonable. Let's see. Four. It's a 3. I'm not crazy about this. My power meter's only at 2, so it's not the end of the world if it gets snapped. Ooh. And because they had a 3 in there, they get that bonus. See, now their power meter's up to 4. Mine's back down to 1. 5 and 6. So I win this round unless they've got a 7 or an 8. Because otherwise, I mean, it's a flex, and head-to-head with a hand that's not flexing, I'd be the winner. They folded. Only 1 damage. Their power meter remains intact at 4. Mine moves to 2. Eesh. Fold. And I'm getting hit with 4. But oh, a flex. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Make that 8. Okay. I've got the win for this round. It's just I doubt they're going to chase me. Maybe they will. Well, they did. Look at that. Like, who would do that? If your power meter's at 5, why would you do something like that? Unless you thought for sure that I was trying to flex. Normally, I would think against a human opponent it'd be curtains for me there. Okay. So I can do a throwaway hand here, essentially. Although, is it worth hanging in there? I hit him with 3 if I get it. That's a 7 or an 8. Otherwise, I win the hand. Ooh. I don't know. Oof. Let's do it. Let's do it. The computer makes some odd decisions sometimes on when it tries to flex. Oh! Wow. Well then. All right, 5 and 6. Up against it here. Let's see. Call me on 3. I've got 11. 8 would beat me. If it's a 7, I think they win. And they win because we'll both deliver damage. My 3 damage knocks them to 4. They're 2 damage. Oh, wait, I'll still be in it. If I'm right. Oh, 6, okay. The humiliating thing of losing to a computer opponent. I can't go out like that. Let's see if I can find a live person to play. Again, this is Blockchain Brawlers, the new game in open beta release. Tyranno Studios. The recently rebranded Wax Studios. And here we go. Blockchain Rain. I love the opponent name being in quotation marks like that. Guessing they'll fold as well. No, they played it. Get slapped in the face and they get the early lead. Because I folded again, extra card. We can go 6, 7. Oh, let's see what they do. Before I try and just guess. 4. So they can't beat me. With 2 out there, they may fold. Nope. At least a 1. They may think about it. Fold. Alright, so tied up at 24. Power meters are both at 2. Quite nice here. 7, 8. They're probably going to fold. Although, you know what? They may. Maybe not. Maybe they're thinking I'm trying to flex here, which I'm not. They folded, so it's immaterial. Click of that shot. So I'm Up 24 to 22. Slight edge in the power meter. I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards here. Now, if this is a flex, I'll regret folding. We'll see. It's a flex. Shouldn't have folded. It's not just the 4 damage, but it's the boost. Power meter goes to 5. We got a 6, so they can at least force a split. But that would break both streaks. I'm perfectly fine with doing that. Let's see if they are going to presume that I'm trying to scare them off by going with a 3. And went with a 1. Once they've got 6-3, they're thinking about it. Folded. Again, the damage wasn't overly strong because my power meter was relatively low. It was at 3, now up to 4. Theirs remains at 5. Go 2-4 and see what they throw out there. They got a 7. They've been playing pretty tight. Going with a 3. Let's find out if that's a 7 or an 8. They're probably going to win. It's a 7. They got a big lead now, 19 to 5. Power meter down to 1. Theirs at 6. Now I'm really up against it. It's a 6. They'll chase me to a 3. They're in for 2 at least, so they got something probably. They might also have a 7. Oh, it's a flex. The problem, though, is that that will reset their power meter. Still in a really bad spot here with only 5 points of power left. Power meter at 2. Theirs is at 1. They've got a 16 to 5 lead, but I can at least dump some 3s here. I'm not going to take any chances. This could be a flex, but I'm not going to even worry about it. Yeah, that was a flex. All right. 7 and 8's a pretty strong combo. Well, let's see what they got. I've got the round no matter what. And now it's a 1-point game, 4 to 3. Or excuse me, I forget they take it off sooner than I anticipate as far as the score. So I'm still down by 7, but I'm in a decent spot. I can take another round of dumping lower cards, which I'm going to do. They went for a tripler, which I want no part of because a tripler would have beaten me and that would have beaten me there. See. But only 1 point of damage. So I'm still in it. The 6 and 7 is going to be enough. We'll see. Okay, this will win me the round. Well, at least for a 1, so they got something. Uh-oh. My 13 beats their 11 on that round. They're down to 1. Look at this. 2-1 lead for me, but you know, I've got a round where I could fold potentially unless they were to flex. Hope it won't come to that. We'll see. Let's see what they're sitting on here. Probably should have just called him on 1. That was a blunder by me to not do it that way. What you got? Oh, it's a flex. What a rally. Be the 1, 2, 3. Come from behind, win. And that's going to be a good way to wrap up the stream for this 3rd episode of Blockchain Brawlers on NashvilleLou Live on Twitch. I've got some college football to get back to. Got some catching up to do. This has been fun. And I think a lot more of this is going to be coming up here ahead. This game is a lot of fun. Enjoy playing it. Blockchain Brawlers, available open beta on Steam right now for free. Check it out. I'm Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.